Well, folks, we have been out exploring, and this is just a great area to be in, and it's so cheap. We are approximately 17 miles from the Lincoln Memorial, which is on one end of the National Mall. The National Mall is 2 miles of national park that's all picnic areas, park-like, and on the outside edge of the main road is all the Smithsonian museums and government buildings and stuff like that, all the monuments and everything. So it's 35-40 minutes with traffic, so it's real easy. My son and his girlfriend went down there this morning and ran 5 or 6 miles, and they were only gone an hour and a half. So I mean, it's really a nice place. So you can get on the National Mall website, the U.S. Government Parks Department website, and see all the stuff that's at the National Mall. The other thing that's about 14 miles away is the north end of Rock Creek. Rock Creek is it's just a little creek that runs through the area, and it includes the National Zoo. On one end there's a park called the North End Rock Creek Park, and it is an urban oasis with tons of nature tours and wildlife programs and rangers, and it's really very dog friendly. It's you know, welcome your dog and all that. So you can't take your dog into the zoo, but you can go to the Rock Creek Park and enjoy there. Lincoln Park also is about 15 miles, around 30 minutes of driving time. Is a very nice park. It's an open air park, and it was designed for relaxation and reflection. It's got some pools and some gardens and stuff like that. That's pretty nice. Brookside Nature Center, that's in Wheaton, Maryland. That's about 15 miles, about 30 minutes from here, and that's the Brookside Nature Center and Gardens, and they're really impressive. It's artwork and flowers and gardening, and you would enjoy that. That is not dog friendly. They do not want anybody's dog there. Lots of exotic plants and flowers, lots of children things at the Brookside Nature Center, and they have a lot of exotic flowers that only flower like once every 10 or 12 years. And so if you get there when some flower is going to be flowering, it's pretty spectacular. And some of these great big flowers that they have on some of the movies, like Little House of Horrors or some of those things, are in this place. So they're pretty neat. Of course, the zoo, the Smithsonian National Zoo, that's in the middle of Rock Creek Park, and that's about 45 minutes, 20 miles. One thing about the zoo is there are over 1,000 different animals, and it's free to get in the zoo. You can walk into the zoo anytime from anywhere. However, if you park at the zoo, it's $30. I think there's a metro that's the zoo metro, so it's a good idea to park somewhere on the metro line that goes to the zoo, and I think that's free parking at the metro lines for commuters and stuff. The United States Arboretum is just 10 miles from here, about 19 minutes, and it's right down the Washington-Baltimore Beltway. That's dog friendly. You can walk around that with your dog and look at all the trees, and they're all marked, and get an idea of what all the trees are, because they're from all over the United States. The NASA Goddard Space Center is just 5 miles from here, and I think you could walk to it. I think the Goddard Space Center has indoor and outdoor exhibits. No reservation is necessary, but they have really strange hours, so you might want to call and see what's playing. They have a theater with movies of space trips and adventures and things. There's the Kennyworth Park and Reserve Aquatic Gardens, and they have all these nature trails and boardwalks through swamps and ponds and things like that, with all these different water habitats, which is really, really cool. That's dog friendly and it's free parking, no cost at all, so that's pretty nice. If you don't like that, the Meridian Hill Park is a very, very fancy park with waterfalls and fountains and statues and all these neat things. And that again it's kind of a premier National Park Service park. It's like what the Park Service could do if they had all the money they wanted to, and that's dog friendly. And the very last thing I've got on my list is the Wheaton Miniature Train and Carousel, 24 minutes away in Silver Spring, Maryland. And I didn't touch on any of the government stuff. You can go see you know, the Senate in session, or the Supreme Court, or you can see the monuments to wars. Anyways, let me show you some of the places we visited, and we'll be back in a minute. This is the best campsite in the whole campground, and we reserved it. It is not good for solar because, as you can see, it's all under trees. It is nicely separate from the neighbors. It has this whole back end to it, and as you can see, we've kind of taken over a lot. The site next to us, 79, is technically not even listed. This is part of a bicycle trail that's paved. It's a car wide, and it goes through the park. I think it must be about 1.5 miles to the Washington-Baltimore Beltway, and it's a really nice path, and there's the perimeter trail comes off it. This is the perimeter trail that goes through some really lush, beautiful green area. It's overcast, cloudy, and pretty miserable today, but this is just a beautiful area. It's got a little stream that goes through it. There's some bridges and some boardwalks and areas, but this is all closed. Similar to the last campground I was at, the trails were closed, and at the campground before that, that was a Corps of Engineers campground, the trails were all closed. I don't understand. Like all the other campgrounds, all the yellow tape is ripped down, and there are signs that are permanently put up that obviously can't be taken down easily, but I don't see why this is a closed trail. At least they should put up a sign that says closed in 1/2 mile or something. They shouldn't. This is a beautiful place, and I'm sitting on a bench. They have benches along the trails. Strange bird noises. One of the things about this trail is I think it's a bike trail, and it leads to the metro. Now it seems like it might be 3 or so miles, but you know, from the metro you get to every place. So we'll see if this is closed all the way. What the heck? I guess this is why it's closed. This is supposed to be a bridge here, and this is the conjunction of the perimeter trail and the metro trail and the campground trail, and it must have, the bridge must have fallen in, but you know, there's people have put logs across, or there were logs falling across, and we just walked across that one and that one back there, so we are right there, that circle. I'll go back to Campground loop. But yeah, of course, the trails are closed. And apparently the campground route is closed too. But we'll follow the signs.